I was blown away. I literally felt like I was going to die. Um, Even thinking about it right now, I'm getting all choked up. All right, I never get to share videos like this, but I figured why not? I share every other type of content with you all, so why not share the bad times as well? So, anyways, last night, guys, I really thought I was going to die. All right, I thought I was going to die, and I just said to myself, not even to myself, I just said, God, please help me. But before I even get there, let me just tell you what happened to me yesterday.
Call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, all willing to pay.
First, it didn't even happen to me. Yesterday, around about 6:30, almost 7 o'clock, my son was outside. We were outside roller skating, and he was on his scooter, and he knocked his tooth out his mouth. His lip was lacerated, and it was really big. It was really bad. All right, so we quickly got over that. I called the dentist up, waited. They responded, told me what to do. Then I tried to find an oral surgeon, and they were all out of town or on calls already, just whatever. The next step was one returned my call back, and he told me to go to the ER. He recommended one that could treat us and would do a really good job at stitching his lip up and whatnot. As we entered the ER, it looked pretty empty. First thought was, okay, we should be in and out of here in about an hour. Boy, was I wrong. We were not in and out in 1 hour. So anyways, we got in, got checked in, triage took us in, and then we sat and we waited for about 2 more hours. Not bad. At that point in time, I hadn't eaten for the whole day. I think all I had for that day was maybe a slice of pizza and some juice. And that may have been at about 11 o'clock that morning. So finally, they called us in. We went into the ER room, and the doctor looked at his lip and checked out his mouth, and then we had this numbing cream they had to put on it. That had to stay on for about 30 minutes. I was all good up until that time. By the way, I'm going to share a photo. While I was there, they left their drawer open up. That was when I was feeling well. So they left the drawer open up, and I was able to sneak a picture of some disposable underwears. I was looking for some more stuff, but that's all I was able to snap a photo of. I was feeling good at that point in time. So anyways, doctor comes in, she numbs him up some more, and she proceeds to do the stitching. I'm not somebody who gets overwhelmed by blood. I mean, that does not get me at all. So they were short staffed, and I helped her, and she needed my help, as far as suctioning, and I think my husband suctioned, and I had to hold the mouth open as she was stitching, and I helped with some other things. Anyways, while she was doing that, I just got this. I think he needed about 3 stitches, and we were on the very last one. I had my mask on, and it was cool inside there, so I had my sweater on, my mask on, and I just got this overwhelming sensation. Got really hot, felt like I couldn't breathe, and I felt really lightheaded. Blood does not get to me, so I know it has nothing to do with that. I kept with it, and I felt like, okay, I can keep on doing this. But it got to a point where I knew I was lightheaded. I knew I was going to pass out. I just got that. I was so clammy, and it was just, I knew it. That's when I said, I feel like I'm going to pass out. So I rest my head on the table. And at that point in time, I thought it was going to subside, but it did not. I sat down in the chair. I told my husband I need to sit down. I sat down in the chair, and I was, oh my gosh, literally, I have never felt like that in my entire life. Literally, I thought I was going to die. Guys, I thought I was going to die last night. And I think my husband thought I was just being a big baby, or I don't know what he thought, because when I told him to get the nurse, he looked as if, oh my gosh, we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna do this. I waited before I told him to call the nurse. I really waited. I tried my hardest to just see if I was able to catch my breath, just catch myself. Not only was I lightheaded, but it was extremely hard for me to breathe. And at that point in time, the doctor was done with my son, and she left, and she brought me some juice. She had the nurse bring back some juice for my son and myself. And I just kept on trying to catch my breath, just catch my breath. And finally, I got to the point. I said to my husband, "You have to call. Like, I need a nurse to come back in here. I just feel as though I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And then I had this heavy, labored breathing. And here's the part that caught me off guard. When the nurse came back in, she asked how I was doing. I said, "Not good," because I'm not a big baby. Like, I'm not somebody who's going to say I'm hurting and just because I want to have some attention. I literally felt like I could not breathe, number one. I don't know. I felt like it was shortness of breath, tightness in my chest. I don't know if I had a panic attack, or I know it wasn't a heart attack, right? But I don't know if I had a panic attack and it was so bad. I don't know what happened. It could have been my blood sugar just dropped so low, and I really don't know what happened. But here's the kicker right now, guys. The nurse said to me that if I needed to be seen, I would have to go back and check myself in, and wait. At this point in time, I couldn't breathe. And she said to me, I had to go ahead and check myself in. I was just blown away. So at that point in time, I knew that I said to her, I can't move. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I was just shortness of breath. She didn't question me on my tolerance level, on a scale of 1 to 10. Well, I wasn't in pain, but she didn't, on a scale of 1 to 10. You're breathing. How hard is it for you to breathe? She didn't do any of that. She brought the apple juice, and it was a struggle to even drink that. But I did what I had to do, because I knew that the wait in the ER was so long, and I was not a priority at that point in time. And I noticed as I was drinking it, I did start to feel a tad bit better. I'm still having the shortness of the breath, but the lightheadedness was going away somewhat. Y'all, I continued to breathe slowly, almost as if somebody was telling me to take a brown paper bag and breathe in and out. Nobody told me to do that, but I remember watching movies, and they would always say elevate your feet or your legs, so I did that. I had a blanket in my bag, and so I took that and I placed it behind my neck. I got in the chair, I elevated my leg, and I just slowly continued to breathe in and out. And I just tried my best to have happy thoughts. You know what? Thank you, Jesus. He got me over last night, and I asked him for help, and I got it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much for getting me out of that hospital, from getting me out of my mini crisis. I don't know what happened. Could have been a panic attack. I've never had one in my life, but I don't know. I really don't know. Could have been low blood sugar as well, because I hadn't eaten since about 11 o'clock that morning. The nurse never came back and checked on me. She never came back and asked me how I was doing. The doctor never came back and checked on how I was doing either. And my son was discharged, and I felt like I was good enough to get home. Now, on the way out, it was ironic. On the way out, And if I was feeling well, I definitely would have taken a picture. On the way out, I passed a whole tray filled with diapers, adult diapers. It was not baby diapers, it was adult diapers. It was a whole tray just sitting there. And my gut instinct was, oh my gosh, you need to take a picture of that. You just have to take a picture. But on the other hand, I chose not to because at some point in time, you have to put value on what is more valuable. And at that point in time, my health was more important. My son was better. I mean, his lip was all sutured up and he was feeling really great at that point. But I needed to put value on myself. I knew I was not feeling well. So I passed it and I just giggled to myself. Yeah, that's my whole story. We drove in separate cars because my husband met me from work and I drove there. And as I drove the highway, I continued to say a little prayer. And I just asked God, please allow me to make it home. Get me home. And I got home. We got home a little after midnight. And gosh, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive. I'm glad to have another day. I'm going to do something good for somebody today. I'm going to do something good. Guys, totally live your best life. Totally love hard, love strong. Be kind to one another. Just try to live your best life. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Today is not guaranteed. I made doctor out a little bit of the cries and the tears. My son is doing better. He's feeling a lot better this morning. I just checked in on him and his lip is all swollen. We're going to go to the dentist on Monday morning, afternoon, whichever time we can get in to see the dentist. But yeah, he's doing well. I figured somebody may ask how he's doing. He's doing well, and I am feeling a lot better. I am. That's me for today. I'm still in bed. I'm going to take my kiddos to have their COVID vaccine, the booster today. And that's it. All right, y'all. Bye.